Hey ho, I'm back. So in the last days, I've been cleaning up the code a little bit more. So what I did, we had one contractor working with us, and he's writing object-oriented code. So because other people in the team are not writing object-oriented code, I tried to remove all the logic that was classes and stuff. So I did this. This was one thing. The second thing was that somehow our code was structured so that we had these roles. The roles were basically just like initializing the roles, and then these roles are listening to certain events, and when there is a certain event, they are calling the service API. But the service API was before calling modules that were like called again encoder for all the encoding stuff, hoster for all the hosting stuff, and attestor for all the attesting stuff. So it was constantly like we had double attestor basically here as a role and there as a logic, or I don't know. So I moved all of this into a service. So all the logic from encoder, encoding, attesting, and hosting is now here. It's giant. It's like 800 lines. So this is now what needs to be cleaned up more. But everything is now here. So the way currently the flow goes is we have this, we have basically account. And account is triggered at the beginning when the user is initialized. It creates basically a user. This is still object-oriented, so this is also something that I will change in the next days. But we create basically account, and we initialize all these keys for each role, because we are using some noise keys, and I don't know, we create storage for each of the roles. Then we, as a role, listen to events, as I said before, and call service API, which is then basically calling a service. So if there is a encode method in the service API, it's calling basically encode hosting setup, which then triggers the whole logic that is happening here in the service. So again, this is absolutely not the final thing. So more cleaning up needs to happen. But like, I'm happy that everything kind of like in my head starts making sense. And all the modules that are gonna probably be published to NPM, they are just like inside of the source module, source folder. I created node modules so that I can already require them as node modules. So without the path, I can just use directly the name. And then these things are kind of like hidden here. They're just helper modules. And yeah, so we have roles, we have account, we have chain API, we have service API, we have service, we have hoster storage. So this is also something I will need to work on, because there is some bug happening here still, but at least I kind of figure out where it's happening. So this also has to be refactored, but it's happening here where we are basically verifying if the data is valid. For some chunks in some scenarios it happens, so I have to figure out why is this happening. So yeah, this was the last couple of days. I'll push now to GitHub, and I continue tomorrow. See you.